Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing a Swiss Magic Origins draft. If you haven't checked out Randy's Legacy Cube draft, check that out. The sound quality will be better on the next one coming from him. I'm going to try having Randy back on a more regular basis. If you don't know who Randy is, he's a friend of mine who's played Magic a long time. And he used to post a lot more regularly to Seems Good Magic. So I'm trying to, I think I may have convinced him to start recording more on a regular basis. So if you enjoy Randy's videos, I know I used to get emails from people asking where Randy went. So he's back. I'm still friends with him. There was never a point where we weren't friends. It was just he stopped recording videos for a long time. And like I said, I may have convinced him to start doing it on a more regular basis again. So expect more videos from Randy and Morgan. And also, I think you might even get to see another drafter very soon here. All right, we're going to take Cruel Revival out of this pack. Nothing else too crazy out of here. Cruel Revival definitely seems like the strongest card there. Okay. Follow-up pick. Well, we can just stay on color and pick an Unholy Hunger. I'm okay with that. I mean, I have run into the problem where you have too many 5-drops. There are too many 5-drop removal spells before, but following up with an Unholy Hunger here seems fine to me. I think Anchor to the Ether is good, as is Scab Goliath and Stalwart Haven. But Hunger, just stay with our first pick and get a nice removal spell. Seems correct to me. All right. Third 5-drop removal spell. Well, probably just go deep. I mean, Cruel Revival is pretty good. I almost want to play green-black and get some ramp if I'm going to make all these 5-drop removal spells work, but that's okay. We'll do it. We'll take it. Another Anchor to the Ether, which is good. I mean, I think Cruel Revival is better than Unholy Hunger most of the time, but I guess if you don't end up with any zombies, then it's not that good. Possessed Scab, it's hard to make synergize with Cruel Revival because even though you can play it and return Cruel Revival, Possessed Scab doesn't end up in your graveyard all that often. Basically has to get milled to be able to bring it back with Cruel Revival. There's also a Starfield of Nixon here, which I don't think is worth anything. It's worth a ticket and a half. We're still going to take Cruel Revival. Okay, well, this feels like a good opportunity to take Shambling Ghoul, since it is a zombie and we have 2 Cruel Revivals, and Shambling Ghoul is a pretty solid 2-drop. There's also Separatist Void Mage, which I think is stronger, but I still think I'd rather have a Shambling Ghoul here. There's also Lightning Javelin, which I think is stronger, but once again, I just think for synergy purposes, I probably just want to continue to cut black, maybe get more access to black out of the next couple packs. And we're passing slightly more powerful cards for a pretty solid 2-drop. Shambling Ghoul is nothing nuts, but it's certainly a lot better when you're running, like I said, double Cruel Revival. All right, well, that's a pretty late tower. Not like super late Tower Geist, but late enough where I'm pretty happily taking it here. I do love a good Tower Geist. So let's take him. A nice 4-drop, and there's really nothing else too nuts here. Evolving Wilds, but I'd rather just, I mean, I love Tower Geist, so I'd much rather have that here. Okay, now we've got some actual options. We've got some late red cards that I think are very good. I love Gearcrafter and Sergeant. I actually don't know which one I like more. They're pretty close to even, because getting a first strike body is very nice. Getting 2 bodies is very nice. Gearcrafter has some good like artifact synergies, but that might be slightly better for like a blue-red thing. Sergeant is just very good. I could just take the Undead Servant because it's a zombie too, but it is certainly significantly worse than the red cards. I might just want to take it anyway. There's also Screeching Scab, which is a zombie and is blue and synergizes with Cruel Revival. I mean, I could take the First Servant. It's certainly worse than these red cards, but maybe because we saw the late Tower Geist, we just take we'll take the First Servant now. All right, immediately hooked up with another Servant, so that kind of worked out. And it certainly seems like the pick for us, so okay. Wow, it's a late Fiery Conclusion. All right, let's take the Fiery Conclusion here. It's more exciting than a Epiphany. And even though we have a Tower Geist in blue, I mean, Fiery Conclusion is a good card, so we'll slam that here. But now we get the late Screeching Scab too, which, like I said, works. Now, I mean, Screeching Scab is going to synergize with Undead Servants and Cruel Revival, since it is a zombie and it mills our zombies. Yeah, Maybe blue-black is where we're supposed to be. I mean, I still want to play Tower Geist. Okay, Eyeblight Assassin here is a pretty easy pickup for us. So, okay. I'd still like to be blue-black. Blue-black zombies, I presume. Which, it seems like a... I mean, we already have 4 zombies. We tabled a Possessed Scab, which is really nice news, since Possessed Scab is just a really strong card. Besides the fact that it's a zombie, like I said, it doesn't necessarily synergize all that well with Cruel Revival, since most of the time you can't bring it back. But actually, in this deck, we could mill it, theoretically, with Screeching Scab. So I'm just going to cut the blue card. All right, take a Dreadwaters. Dreadwaters for days. All right, well, maybe we'll see a Sphinx's Tutelage again and make a blue-black mill, or try to make a blue-black mill deck work again. But for now, I definitely like where this deck is headed. This is a pretty attractive route to go. Blue-black, zombies, 2 Undead Servants, 2 Cruel Revivals. Possessed Scab is high value. Abbot of Carol Keep is a good card because it's probably worth tickets. Yeah, it's worth close to 3, so because this is a Swiss draft, we're going to take it. There is a Husk, which works well in this deck with Undead Servants. There's also a Deadbridge Shaman, which is just a good card, and Watercourser, which is good too, but we're going to take the 3-ticket card instead. Okay, follow-up pick. Well, we have Fetid Imp, Disperse, Shadows of the Past. I think we're going to hope to wheel the Shadows of the Past. I think the most interesting pick for us here is probably Fetid Imp. I do love a good Disperse, but Fetid Imp is really nice. We look like a deck that's going to shine in the late game, and I just want to make sure we get enough early things going. I do love a good Disperse too, but we're kind of good on removal. I'm just going to take the Imp because it's a nice 2-drop sort of removal spell. All right, here's a Tutelage. Well, I mean, we do have double Dreadwaters. We could theoretically make a mill deck, or we could try it. I'm passing just like a Husk, an Aeronaut, and a Blightcaster. All right, we'll take the Tutelage. We got double Dreadwaters. There's a chance. People like to see the mill anyway. All right, 3rd Undead Servant. We'll slam that here. Disperse versus Shadows of the Past. I kind of want the Disperse. There's also Ringward Owl, Guardian Automaton. I think I'm going to hope to wheel one of those Shadows of the Past, but Disperse has just become a really important card in this format. With all the green-white pump decks, you really just need to be able to block a creature, have them pump it, and bounce it in response so you don't get super blown out. But I don't know. I just think getting Disperse is really important, and I'm going to hope to wheel a Shadows of the Past, I think. Dark Petition. Well, I mean, theoretically that could find a Sphinx's Tutelage, but I don't know how in love with that I am. There's really nothing in here. I think we'll just take Dark Petition. Probably not playing it. I think it's kind of a... Wow, there's our 4th Undead Servant. Looking good on that front. There's also a Turner Frog, but I don't mind making the Undead Servant deck, to be honest. All right, Return Centaur, I guess it does, in theory, mill. There's also Guardians of Meletus, but let's take the Return Centaur. I think I'd rather play Return Centaur than Dreadwaters, to be honest. All right, Tabled Husk. That's pretty amazing, actually, with quad Undead Servant. I think that, and it's a zombie, yeah. We've got some good synergies going. Tabled Read the Bones, very nice. Let's probably cut Dreadwaters for now. We already have a ton of 4-drops, and like I said, I think Centaur's just better for our deck, since we can mill ourselves to put an Undead Servant or other zombies in there, and it's a zombie itself. Deep Sea Terror, I mean, theoretically sort of works, but probably just hate a Thornbow Archer. I just don't think I'm going to play a Deep Sea Terror. We're kind of on the Undead Servant plan. All right, I'll take a Send to Sleep. Probably not playing that either, but we'll consider it. So, looks like we didn't table the Shadows of the Past, which is unfortunate, but it's not like it's the end of the world. Macabre seems okay in this deck too. People always talking up that Sphinx's Tutelage, but I mean, we're certainly not dedicated mill. I feel like our Undead Servant plan is a more attractive option, but I don't know. Some people say you can just run Sphinx's Tutelage and just be happy about it. So do we take the 4th 5-drop removal spell? I mean, I probably don't end up playing Dark Petition anyway. I don't have anything besides, like, tutelage I really care about searching up anyway. Alright, let's take the Hunger. I think it is a good, powerful spell. And yes, we have 4 5-drop removal spells, which is quite a bit, but... And the Cruel Revival? Jeez. Alright, well, I'm just going to take Marauder here because I think Marauder's a really good card and something that our deck really wants. I mean, I'd love to take more 5-drop removal spells since we're just getting past them all day, but Greyblade Marauder is just legitimately a great card and pretty awesome for our deck as well. Demonic Pact, jeez. Wait, isn't this worth a bunch? It's worth 3 tickets. I could just take a second Sphinx's Tutelage. I mean, 3 tickets, though. I mean, this is a tough card to play, though, if you can't. We have it dispersed. Do we have any other way to get rid of it? If only I did. I'm actually surprised this isn't worth more, since it's so highly played. People probably want to see the Sphinx's Tutelage, don't they? Jeez. 3 tickets versus tutelage. Alright, I guess I'll forego $3 so you guys can see a double Sphinx's Tutelage deck. Foundry is pretty awesome, especially considering we already have a deck, so I'm just going to take that. So I could go deeper Dreadwaters plan, but I don't know what I would cut for it. Like, we're already so 4-drop heavy. This deck strikes me as a deck that actually needs some more early plays. I could take a... See, the problem is... I mean, Possessed Scab's amazing, but we have 5 drops already, which makes it a little more difficult. Return Centaur, I mean, definitely mills, but we have 6 4-drops already, which is a lot. We could just take a Maritime Guard. It's a very unexciting pick, but it might be a necessary evil for this deck. I mean, you can't just play infinite 4-drops and 5-drops and hope to survive in this format. But, I mean, at this point, we kind of want to make the dedicated mill work. I could just take the Centaur. I mean, Scab is clearly the best option, but it even might wheel if no one's in blue-black. Maritime Guard just blocks well, which is good. I guess I'll take the Centaur. I mean, we do need mill cards. All right, we get immediately rewarded with the Maritime Guard now, which we are going to take and find a way to play. I think Macabre Waltz is going to go. All right, Water Course is something our deck desperately needs, I think. None of these cards are all that good for us. This is actually a fairly difficult deck to build because of how our curve looks. Like, I don't feel comfortable cutting any of our 4-drops because the Centaurs kind of work with the tutelage plan. I don't even think I can play Dreadwaters in here. I'd rather just play on, like I said, I'd rather play Return Centaurs, get an actual zombie creature that can block as well as mill opponent for 4. The problem is we also want to mill ourselves with Centaur too because quad Undead Servant and double Cruel Revival. I don't even know what to take here. I'm just going to take the Owl. I don't even know. Bone to Ash for sideboard. Seems like I would not very often sideboard into that because we're kind of low on the blue. I guess I could take Touch of Moonglove as a sideboard option maybe. Automaton gains life, but we're already so 4-drop heavy. But nothing else in here is super good anyway. Maybe I just hate a Mighty Leap combat trick. Wait, I mean, I can't even play it. Basically, I can't play anything that's less than 4 mana, like less than 3 or less is basically all I can play at this point. The deck, I mean, the deck's cool. We have double Sphinx's Tutelage. Like I said, I gave up on a Demonic Pact so we could definitely have the second tutelage. So we have a good mill plan. Other than our mill plan, what else can this deck really do? I mean, we have quad Undead Servant. Vial's actually okay. How much ammo do we have for Send to Sleep? Let me count that. So other than Send to Sleep, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably not enough to consistently make Send to Sleep work. We have Dark Petition, I guess, to find a tutelage, but I think we're good on million 5-drops. So we basically just need to figure out what we want to cut, and I want to play all of my 2 and 3-drop creatures because I think this deck needs them pretty badly. I guess we probably cut Vile just because I want to keep my... Well, the problem... you know what it is? The problem is Vile actually synergizes really well with tutelage. And so does Read the Bones, by the way. Read the Bones is pretty nuts with tutelage. But Vile being able to combo off with tutelage is actually pretty nice. Yeah, we got to figure out what to cut here. This is a bit challenging. I'm not even... I was going to say I'm not even absolutely opposed to running 18 lands, but I kind of don't want to. I gotta figure this out. So 2 cuts. And I kind of want to keep Vile and Read the Bones. And I can't really comfortably cut Undead Servants. I could cut 1 Return Centaur, and maybe even one of our 5-drop removal spells. Like I could cut a Hunger and a Centaur, and that keeps our curve relatively low. I still have plenty of removal, right? I think I do. I still have the double tutelage plus Centaur for mill. It's just, I feel like our curve desperately wants to not have as many 4 and 5-drop spells. Because, like, if you look at our curve, you know what I mean? Like, this actually looks okay, but more 4 and 5-drop, it seems so clunky otherwise. So, I feel actually kind of comfortable with a deck like this. This is okay. We have 4 2-drop creatures and 4 3-drop creatures, which is actually not bad. Okay. Yeah, I think we're not playing Dreadwaters again, like I said, just because way too many 4-drops already. I wish Tower Geist actually drew you a card so it synergized with tutelage, but I'm not going to... I mean, Tower Geist is still an awesome card, and it synergizes with Cruel Revival because it puts a card in your graveyard that you can just bring back. So, all right, this deck's good. No doubt. This deck looks cool. So let's see if we can't mill some people out. We're going to sort by color. All right, way more black than bringing Foundry in. Way more black than blue. We probably only need like... I think I'm actually comfortable with 6 blue. Because wait, we only have 1 double black? Never mind, I'm switching that up. We're going 9-7. I thought we had more double black than that, to be honest. 9-7, if we only have 1 black we need. Because we actually need blue early for Guard and Scab. So, and I guess tutelage too. So, all right, 9-7. I feel just fine about this. This deck's cool. We'll try mill again, and we'll run it like this, and we'll see you round 1.